There are 7.5 billion people who are now living on the planet Earth. By the way, 21% of those live in China. Think about that. 7.5 billion people and 21% of them live in China. Now, you know how many of those 7.5 billion people have cell phones? 5 billion. That's a market, huh? That's a market. Now, how many of those have the expectation that their phones come with a certain amount of privacy, a certain amount of security, you think? Just about all of them, right? Well, with the advent of the new technology that we have so much been telling you about called 5G, we've kind of been at the forefront of the coverage of this thing, right? I mean, that's the new horizon, right? 5G. Well, not so fast. There's something those people need to know about the advent of 5G. And Michelle Greenstein, boy, she's been on this like a dog with a bone. She's been chasing this story now for more than a month. You've done some really good reporting on this. What's the latest that you're finding?
Sure. So a group of researchers found this new vulnerability in 5G protocol. This allows third parties to steal private information from the 5G airwaves. You may be familiar with the stingrays that police departments use, these ISMI catchers. This is a device that pretends to be a cell tower to trick your phone to giving it information. So let's take a step back and talk about 5G. This is the next generation of mobile broadband. Eventually, it's going to replace, if not just augment, your current 4G connection. It'll be 100 times faster. And like you said, we've reported on this several times. We've reported on the health risks, the surveillance potential, because every single device will be networked and tracked. And in order to do that kind of thing, you need to use a lot of radio waves, right? But that's got to be hard because the radio waves are very congested. Like you said, 2/3 of the world's population uses mobile networks right now. So what we have to do is tap into these unused radio waves called millimeter waves. These were recently opened up by regulators for this specific purpose, and it's pretty expensive. Like if I wanted to call you over 5G right now, I'll do a long distance call, I would need like a giant satellite. But we need to use these higher bands because it's less congested. So this is the 5th generation of mobile networking standards, and this is all determined by the 3GPP. This is the organization that sets the guidelines for every cellular communications company.
Where are they? Are they like a global outfit?
They are a global outfit, exactly. This stands for Third Generation Partnership Project, and like I said, they're responsible for the standardization of 3G, 4G, and now 5G. Let's take a look at their website. What they say is the major focus for all 3GPP releases is to make the system backwards and forwards compatible where possible to ensure the operation of user equipment is uninterrupted. So this means a 4G terminal can work in a 5G cell phone and vice versa. Now remember this because it's going to be important in a moment. So what the 3GPP does is it designs a authentication and key agreement, also known as AKA, ironically enough. This is the protocol that connects your cell phone with the cell tower. It's mutual authentication. This is what ensures that privacy and security that you mentioned earlier. Right now, I should mention that this is implemented in all 3G and 4G SIM cards and cell networks worldwide. So there are already vulnerabilities here.
But where's the potential breach in that? I'm not sure I understood that.
Exactly. That's a great question. So the devices like the ISMI devices, like these stingrays, can breach the privacy in these networks by exploiting weaknesses that show a subscriber's location. So we've already known about that potential data breach, and 3GPP said, okay, we're going to improve the AKA to mitigate that issue. But now these researchers are showing us that we have a new vulnerability, and they've been able to exploit it in the new AKA protocol that was supposedly supposed to end the past vulnerabilities. So this violates privacy way more severely than the past location attacks were able to. They call this a new class of privacy attacks, and ultimately it's up to them to fix this issue before 5G rolls out worldwide, because we already have some test cities where it's happening.
So the price with the new technology is that we will actually increase our vulnerability when it comes to both security and privacy, because the new forms that they're having to apply create those vulnerabilities in the way that you just described it. Wow, it's complicated, but you know, I'm glad that you're on it, and it sounds like you've got a real handle on it. Thank you so much, Michelle. Well done.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.